ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a GameStar presentation. We are here with Game 2, which will be the final game of the series between Vicieux and Outplayed Gaming, Carpe, Noctem. My name is Coldblood, and joining me, it will be the regular top laner for Outplayed. It is Mendrix. How are you, boss?
Sweet. I'm ready and happy to watch, and it should be a fun game.
Yeah, you. How do you feel about being replaced because of women problems?
Look, at the end of the
Make
day, you
sure
have to
you
keep the
neutral,
missus
eh?
happy. You have to keep the missus happy.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
And fair enough. Like I was AWOL. I wasn't there. They had to do what was right by them and replace me for the time being.
Yep, fair enough. It just means you can come in and join me. Poor Static, his headset was stuffing up, so he can join me on Sunday, which I'm looking forward to. But for now, we have Game 2 here. We are into the Champion Select. For those who are unaware, we do black out the summoners just so the players can't see what the other side is running. We'll quickly go over the stats again. Mendrix, your team Outplayed, who will be on the red-hand side, in the red trunks, as Quickshot likes to say. They are, well, now 1 and 2. With the wins and losses, they are third in Division 1, which is still very impressive. And our Vicieux players, which I still don't know how to say their team properly. I hope they can forgive me for my horrific pronunciation of the non-European pronunciation. They are now 4 and 0, with being number 2 on the ladder. And already a shout out to Legork and Karma Llama LOL, as this is the Cybergamer Amateur League Game 2 of the 2-game series, and the first game handily went to Vicieux here. And yeah, so what are we thinking about the bans thus far here, Mendrix?
Pretty standard bans all around. I mean, they've got rid of the Oriana, which I'm a bit surprised that. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce their name either, so I'm going to stick with Blue Team. Blue Team is banned out.
I think Vicious Frenchmen, they seem to like that.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm surprised that it's actually the opposite bans. If you take a look, OPL, or Outplayed, has banned Ziggs, and Willaris played Ziggs.
Yeah,
On the other side,
well, I thought.
yeah, exactly. And on the other side, they've banned out Oriana, and they played Oriana last game, so this is a bit confusing to me right now.
They're, I guess, showing respect for themselves, maybe?
Quite possibly the case. Maybe that was, as you can see, Oreo ban came first, and then the Ziggs ban came second. So I think these guys are just playing with each other right now.
Okay, so for those who are just joining us here, our team on the left, Vicieux, they are exchange students from France who are here in not so sunny Australia, or depending where they are, I guess if they're in the southeastern part, it's not very sunny. But all these players are in Diamond, and I have one of Outplayed's members here who's also a caster for GameStar. So hopefully I don't have to say that again. We want the Yi. Oh, no, we're not going to have a Yi, we'll have a Hecarim. The Helicopter coming out here, Mendrix. I'm already excited.
Yeah, I haven't seen Hecarim played in ranked 5s in a long time, and he's definitely got a lot of utility he brings to teams. So it's going to be interesting to see what they actually do, because, to be honest, I am fairly new to this side of the Outplayed gaming team, and I have not seen Base God Mars play Hecarim before, so I'm going to be interested to see how he goes.
With the Season 4 changes, meaning Spirit Stone gives back health and mana based on damage dealt, and then changing it so the AoE is a bit better, and then Iceborne Gauntlet became more accessible thanks to Glacial Shroud being reduced in its build path, Hecarim is probably very strong again, so I really like this pick. Hopefully he brings out the pink pony for us.
Yeah, definitely the Arcade Pony is a very nice skin that I like. But I'm interested to see if he decides to go Feral Flare, because the horse has a quick clear time.
I would imagine it'd be Spirit Stone, because he benefits a lot more from getting his helicopter blades to set things on fire rather than attack speed. He likes to get tank. Hecarim's kind of like Skarner. They do a lot of damage if they build tanky with CDR. They'll pump out a lot of AoE damage over time, so they just need to stay alive to do that.
Is that a gangplank?
It is. We have a GP.
We have a GP. When in competitive play has gangplank popped up? I think this is a curveball that they're throwing out right now, and this is something that I haven't practiced with them. So I'm interested to see what they decide to do with this. But yeah, I am very surprised to see a GP.
Okay, well, we'll have to see what they go. For the moment, Angel's going to be running it. I'm wondering if the Lulu and the GP will be swapped here. Of course, we won't reveal the summoners for the time being. Shout out to Sinclair in the Twitch chat saying hello to Karma Llama, which is a freaking awesome name. For the side of Vicieux and I don't know how to say it, Mendrix. I like the Corki Morgana. Zerg played a fantastic Morg in the previous game, so letting him have that is, I mean, well, they had to ban themselves out on the Zigs, and the Kazakhs necessary ban, and then Evelyn, they're definitely respecting that one. So letting Zerg have his Morg this time with a Corki instead of a Severe, so less team-wide presence. But the Zin and the Renekton being taken for Vicieux here, so they've taken the front line of the enemy team, and Outplayed, they've kind of taken the front line with the Shyvana, but they've got a Hecarim, and he is fantastic at starting fights whenever he feels like it. And I mean, Hecarim, Shyvana, and Zin all great for carrying Oriana's ball, but Vicieux again banding themselves out of the pool.
Yeah, exactly. Which was why I'm a bit surprised by this. But they do have with the Lulu, and basically Lulu has two wild growth state options she can go for here. She can either go onto the Hecarim or she can go onto the Shyvana. Now, if Shyvana's having to use her ultimate to get it to escape, or same goes for Hecarim, there's still the other option open at the other time, so they can really initiate through two means now. So they can initiate one via perhaps Hecarim going in, and then she can throw the wild growth onto that, leaving Shyvana to do the usual flanks from the side, and that seems like a very potent initiation for him. But as you can see, coming across to Vicieux, I hope that's correct, Vicieux.
It surely isn't.
They've got a really good disengage, coming from not only the Zinzal's Crest and Sweep, but also, the Valkyrie from the Corki, and the fact of the matter is Nidalee is one of the most annoying characters to try and chase when she has those bushes to jump in and out of.
And then Soul Shackles is fantastic at making teams GTFO as well. We've got the Bank Plank coming out here. Mendrix, he is running 0921. And the runes are all over the place. Got a bit of armor pen, bit of movement speed. Shout out to Skin Hustler, who is talking in the Twitch chat. So ladies and gents, if you'd like to talk in the Twitch chat, you're very much welcome to. Just try not to throw out too much Donga spam. He is going to add me. What a good guy, Greg. So the Lulu versus Nidalee matchup, we've seen that a lot in the LCS, Mendrix. It favors Lulu early on, but as we get into the team fights, Hermes going to have a lot more of an impact as far as poking down before the fight. Lulu, of course, with the AP boosted wild growth, will make someone incredibly difficult to take down. And the disruption, like you've said, they've got two members who can get to the back line very easily. But the back line, not the easiest to lock down. So it's going to be a real decision for Willaris. He is packing the Ignite. So, I mean, Nidalee will be able to use the Summoner Heal to remove Grievous Wounds and then pop the Primal Surge. I have to see, I'm getting added by a lot of people now. I'm going to have to suppress those. And yeah, what are we thinking about the Corki Morg versus what we can assume is Lucian GP?
Well, I'm not too sure because I haven't seen too much Corki play. I've been monitoring the Korean scene, and a lot of Corki has actually emerged recently. As to why, I do not know. I probably need to watch some more streams to figure it out. But it could go either way. Both of them are very poke-heavy characters, and considering that, I think I would have to give it to Vicieux. Sorry, Outplayed. I know I'm part of your team, but purely based off a team comp or the bot lane compositions, I'd have to give it to Vicieux because, I mean, they're using GP. It's
pretty
awesome.
It's
a bit weird, but to be honest, this could be completely throw off Vicieux, and they might just wreck bot lane. It's one of those situations that it can go either way right now because the new meta, they are metaing them.
Yeah, setting the trend they are, which is pretty awesome. We'll have to see if he goes for maybe an Avarice Blade, maybe a I don't know what GP10 he'd want to go with, maybe the Mana Regen one and just spam out Harass with the Parlay, which Black Shield doesn't do a whole lot against GP. It'll stop the slow from his Grog Soaked Blade. And the ult, I'm happy to see Captain Price Gangplank, which means the ult will have the laugh on megaphones, which is goddamn awesome. We do have Pink Hecarim coming out. Shout out to Citrak, the boss dog, who wants a Muramana Bloodthirst, a Hurricane Corki. It's a bit of a funky build. I do like what they did with Corki Mendrix with buffing the AD ratios on his Phosphorus Bomb. It means he's not reliant on Triforce, which has been a massive problem for Corki Nabobo.
Yeah, it's a big thing that they've done, but still, most of the Corkis I've seen are still building Triforce.
Yeah,
so
but as a second item.
What you'll find is that Lucian will have a bigger impact late game. Corki really needs to make sure he keeps Lucian down early, or Minor
He's great
Griffith.
at cleaning up.
He's very good at cleaning up, but the problem is that he has a lot of split damage. He doesn't have a lot of damage dedicated to just AD, or a lot of good
Yeah.
damage dedicated to just AP.
I'd
And so
love
what
to
you'll
see
find
Sword
is
Shoes on him.
well, exactly. You see Corkis that build Stalk Shoes, and then
And
they'll
then
also
Last
have
Whisper.
a Last Whisper
Yeah.
to sort of give them a little bit of penetration on both sides. But at the end of the day, Lucian being solely focused on AD and having that mixed damage helps him out a lot more towards that late area where Corki sort of actually starts to fall off a bit. But he's still an ADC, so we can't pull him out, and we've already been paused.
He'll be able to deal with Hecarim and Shyvana later on because he can get the Sheen procs out very, very quickly, but much more vulnerable than Lucian and even Severe with on the hunt would be to the Shyvana. We already have the pause coming in here. Our GP is loading in, and someone is a goat.
A summoner has
Yeah,
Does Garfin normally call people goats?
Um,
Is that a common occurrence?
he's a character, I must admit.
Yeah.
I do enjoy this. I do enjoy listening to Mini Gorfin as we're going through games. He's quite a funny guy. But quite possibly the case. I mean, I've been called a goat before by none other than my girlfriend as well, so I can't.
Even
that's-
when you spend all your time with her.
Even when I spend all my time with her, she still calls me a goat.
Well,
It's just, I can't help it.
hopefully
She likes
you
goats.
maintain neutrality. Oh, she likes goats.
She likes
She's
goats, yeah.
complimenting you. Oh, there you go.
Exactly. She's complimenting me.
So, young love here, ladies and gents. We are into game 2, which will be... I hesitate to call it a decider. It's just CG has a format of 2 games, so the teams can play on both sides, which is definitely fair enough. We could see if Red will benefit this poke. Both teams have a decent bit... Oh, well, definitely the poke is going to be in Vaiku's favor. But the Red team, if they get a quick Aegis, which they really do need against this team, they will be sitting quite pretty. Recall spam in the mid lane here. Not sure what these guys are doing.
I think they're just playing with each other. They're testing the BM right now. They're
Testing
testing the
the
BM
BM.
waters. The BM waters right now as they sit there. As you can see, they're right next to each other. It's just like, when will the BM happen? You've got all of them waiting for any BM, and they just rush. But looks like nothing's happening right now. Everyone's being fairly nice.
They're throwing out the beacons.
Exactly. They're just like, as you can see, Laris is getting a little bit ballsy, which
Yeah.
is. But he's got
Against the
flashes, got
Morgana,
the
that's...
vintage. Oh, there's a bit of it, but he misses, so it's all good.
So normally Nidalee's love to start with the trap at level 1 just to assert some control for the team, but I guess both teams respecting each other enough to not invade, or maybe just they want to try and get the best start possible for their junglers. So, representing the vicious Frenchman Vaiku, we have Vijay who is sending off his own beacons on the pool party Renekton. We have Zerg once again playing Blackthorn Morgana to great success, picked up MVP in game 1, so I'll have to see if he can replicate that. He will be joined by Valk on the Earth Rider Corki, who, fun fact here, when he crits, he throws his spatula. Which is, it's an awesome little animation, so hopefully we will see some crits coming out with the Triforce. Hermie will be the French maid Nidalee. It's very appropriate for the team that she is on, and rounding them out, it will be, as soon as I find him, Hamish as the Commando win now.
And down on the bot lane for the Red Trunks representing OPL or Outplayed Gaming, we will have Mini Gorfin as Lucian for ADC. Angle, who's just taken a little bit of a beating there, as did support Bank Plank. Up in the mid, OPL with Laris, rolling in Lulu. So riding around in the jungle is the pony, the pink pony, the arcade pony that everyone loves. And up top is OPL Karez riding the dragon.
So we've got Renekton on blue, Shyvana on red, but the players switching those champs this time. Same Shyvana skin, different Renekton skin, trading the serious fire for watching out in the pool. Make sure no one goes down. The Xin also trading hands, but instead of Evelyn we do have the pony. We'll have to see if Hecarim can come from behind. I think for JJ is aware that Hecarim could be backdooring him here. He is, well, he was backing off, now he's being a little bit aggressive. We have the charge coming in from Hecarim, and it does a lot of sonic boom damage to the crocodile, helped along by the flame breath. But now Hamish going to be meeting him in the jungle. This would definitely go the way of Win now with his dueling potential, but Ghost means that Heck will be able to get out. Trinkets instantly popped into the tri-brush, and very aggressive start. CS is bang on even across the board. Interested to see how this bottom lane goes in, Mendrix. With a longsword GP means he will be able to start off with pots and get
right now in middle, it
progress.
seems to be a little contention with Hamish coming in to try and get Willaris, but Willaris is just going to give him a glitter lance and walk away. And right now, as you can see, there's a bit of contention. Engel just got hooked up by the Dark Binding. Nice bit of poke there by Minogorothin, and now they're just going to go back to farming the lane.
Maybe Angel got so sick of Dark Bindings he took someone with a built-in Quicksilver Sash to say, nah, stuff you.
Yeah, pretty much.
It gets rid of Soul Shackle as well, so it can be decent, just you've got to try and be relevant after that. He does provide an AD steroid and movement speed, so it's like a mini on the hunt as far as movement's concerned. Hamish will be coming down from the river. This could be disastrous for Outplay. They do not have a ward down, but they are being reasonably safe here with staying back. But they can't go near the bush. They don't want to get engaged upon. They do have all their summoners, as Zin will be coming in, pops the 3 Talon Strike. Nice dash away from Minogorothin, calmly walking away from that one, as Base God Mars going to play a song on his Rainbow Dash guitar as he backs out.
There you go. I'm a bit that gank there by Hamish was a bit, not really necessary. They were being extremely cautious. They got a lot of disengage between the two of them.
Yeah.
He's probably better off trying to get that Feral Flare stacked as soon as possible.
Yeah, hopefully they're probably hoping that they could blow something, get the slow from Audacious Charge into a binding, but like we said, Outplayed being very respectfully cautious here. We have OPL Base God Mars going to be working away at the white between the Spirit of Dread and the Spirit Stone. A lot of Spirit stuff. He's going to be able to keep his health and mana topped off here, as the blue team being very aggressive here. They've got to be careful they don't have a Hecarim jumping on them. Hecarim's ganks pre-6 can be weak, but if he comes from behind and catches you out, he's one of the strongest gankers. So it's really based on positioning.
Yeah, Hecarim's very scary horse when he wants to be and he's in the right spot. He does have to watch out for overextending a little bit. Most of the horses find themselves doing that. That little bit of movement speed seems to be a bit out of the control sometimes. But Base God Mars is being very diligent with his jungling. He's very confident in bot lane's positioning right now, so he didn't really need to come down.
Yeah, he's neck and neck with Hamish on the win now. They're going to be scaling in different ways, obviously. Zin, a lot stronger early on than Hecarim. When they're dueling each other, when they're ganking. Hecarim, again, if he catches someone out. Although Zin, if he catches an enemy out, he's quite strong himself. And, I mean, GP is going to give a lot of AD to the Hecarim, thanks to Raise Morale, movement speed, and AD. And, of course, with Hecarim's Warpath passive, we'll be getting a bunch of damage from that one. Dragon's Descent now available up the top, as is Dominus for JJ. Going to be taking a bit of damage under the tower. Doesn't get the second proc of the Slice and Dice. Double recall coming out here from our tanky front line of Outplayed. Teleport is available for Shyvana, so she will be able to get back if she wants to. And with Dragon not much of a priority for either team at this point, she probably can safely pop that. What they've been saying in the LCS Mendrix is if you get the Wriggles, you should be, and you're against a Spirit Stone jungler, you really should be threatening the Dragon because you take it down very quickly.
Yeah, definitely the case. And when you're a Spirit Stone jungler against a Feral Flare jungler, you should really be trying to pressure the lanes as much as possible and making him stop farming. But right now it looks like Hamish is going to be coming up here. It looks like there was a mistiming by Base God Mars to try and take his blue right there and decided he's at his Wraith camp, and looks like blue will be taken by Ku. Engel's come up to see what's happening, what's going on. He realizes, yes, there is a party at blue right now. Is that blue still there? Probably not. And he's going to see that they're just confirming for Base God Mars.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they're losing out on the blue Willers. It's going to be quite sad with that one. CS in the mid lane looking bang on even, but with an Ignite Lulu you'd really expect more harass going down onto Hermie. He has been able to farm. He does have his health pots down, which is fair enough. A blue buff will be sporting shortly for him to pick up, and just like Kale, a Nidalee with blue becomes very obnoxious in lane, able to keep herself topped up both health and mana. Top lane looking much more even than last game, so I feel like K-Rez doing quite a decent job in the top. When he was Renekton, he was zoning out Shyvana, and as Shyvana, he is keeping up. As a top laner yourself, what are you thinking about their builds thus far?
Right now, everything seems to be pretty much in order. But JJ is going to be rushing for that TM map, which is what you should be doing with Renekton. You want to keep up and make sure you don't fall off straight away by building tank. And right now, Keras is jumping onto JJ, putting quite a bit of damage onto him right now. And JJ seems to underestimate what that dragon can do. As we can see, Base God Master's come in, he's popped his dragon form, is going on to Dominus has been popped, he's chasing down Base God Meister's tanked a little bit. That was a fantastic stun by the JJ there, but looks like Base God Meister's coming to finish the job. Looks like he'll be picked up by Hamish on the way out, and looks like the Dragon is now hightailing on out of there.
Oh, so first blood picked up by the side of Outplayed. I don't know about the Hecarim bailing out of there so fast. I think they assumed that Renekton was dead. And yeah, he did back off. Hamish comes in. He gets a refresh on his red buff, which he will be happy with. And both Renekton and Siobhan are going to walk away with an assist. But Renekton being down, well, it meant that K-Rez could have potentially gotten a bit of head in the experience in CS, but will decide to back off as Hamish is going to be coming into the mid here. Willerus, can he escape? Hermie is quite low, but like you said, a Nidalee either being chased or chasing, very advantageous for a flash, and Audacious Charge comes out. Crescent Sweep dodged by the flash. The bottom lane are not responding to this at all. Red buff procced by the slash of Win Now, but Rainbow Pony coming in to stop that in its tracks. And when all is said and done, gold is bang on even.
Yeah, definitely very good by Hamish
Angel.
to meta lane.
Yeah.
Now Angel's been caught out there. Looks like that was a fantastic chains onto it. He comes in through from Audacious Charge coming on. He's going to keep on going onto. Money-Griffin gets away with a good flash, and Hecarim's coming in to scare them away. He's saying, no, don't touch my ADC right now.
Get the heck out. That was fantastic from Zerg. Angel could not get the remove scurvy off in time, poor guy, as to escape. So Zerg again making the plays. The kill did go over to Corki, which is exactly what they want. He's now ahead in the CS and in the kill department. So he's sitting on 1,000 gold at the moment, worth 3,200 to 2,800 of the Lucian. So just a kill and a couple of CS. They will be diverging in their builds. We do have the Triforce Rush on Corki, as opposed to the Bloodthirster on Mini Garfin, and they will be getting what they're missing after they finish the first item. As poor Hermes left to take his blue buff all by himself. Still does have heal. Willerus doesn't have a flash, does have ignite though, and being a little bit of a bully to our Win Now here. So things going to reset for the time being, but CS starting to favour Vaiku more and more.
Yeah, as time goes on, you'll find that they probably will continue, and they actually need this because I feel that Outplayed has got a better late game team. Because once they get that hard initiate on, the one thing that counters Nidalee, even though she's got amazing siege, is hard initiate, and that's something definitely Outplayed's got plenty of. As you can see right now, Alaris is doing a lot of damage to Hermie. There's a pause right in the middle of play.
Is that a tactical pause?
I hope it's not an actual. Oh, apparently Nidalee DC'd.
Oh. Okay.
So easy to see what happens there. I'm not sure what's gonna go on.
Well, this is awkward, says Base God Mars.
This is the awkward moment. Do you take the kill or do you not take?
I don't know if she can get it, honestly. I mean, Ignite is available. Hermie
Hecarim's
does have
coming
heal,
in. Hecarim can die.
Yeah. I don't know. Shout out to Colin, Colin KZ, who asked for a shout out about 20 minutes ago because we're such jerks we ignored him. But
sorry,
he will
buddy.
get his due. Yep, sorry, boss. We do make up for the mid lane is exactly the same CS. The jungle is very even as well. 65 gold picked up by Elder Lizard. Bonus gold from Wriggles, non-existent because it just got picked up. And where do you think the junglers are going to go in their build paths from here, Mendrix, as we wait to see what happens in the mid?
As you can see, it looks like a heal's been popped, and it looks like they just backed off from that fight right there. I'd say we'll probably find that Xin Zhao will finish his Mercury trades and then probably go for a Randuin's. I'll probably find that Hecarim will probably go for Randuin's too. I feel that a lot of the junglers just seem to pick that up. He might go for a Sunfire Cape for a quicker clear time, but Randuin's is just such a good team fight item that Sunfire Cape's more of a solo queue sort of thing, and that is a fantastic spear right there.
You almost dropped the F-bomb, I think.
I almost did. That's the spear that time. Looks like Willarus is in a bit of trouble right now. He pops Wild Growth to get away, and looks like he is safe and good to go.
Okay, so Wild Growth in exchange for nothing at the bottom lane. We'll jump back 15 seconds, see exactly what happens here, Mendrix. I love hearing the GP laugh, global laugh OP. What's going to happen here? Must be a Dark Binding. Mini Gorifin, yeah, is being a little bit too greedy and gets absolutely engaged upon. Will Angel be able to pick this up? The ultimate not going to do a whole heck of a lot. He is forced to run out of that Phosphorus Bomb. So much damage, and the Dark Binding lands. Double kill for Valk on the Corki. And And Zerg once again making the plays on the Morgan. Straight away, they convert that into a dragon. Is the Onslaught of Shadows available? It is. Smite is not though, so I think he's going to have to let them have this one unless he fancies his chances.
He's just going to settle for that blue right there, and it looks like Morgana's put a ward down, putting a little bit of harass onto there. Hermes coming in, he's going to try and throw that spear at him, and oh my god, she got it. Not only that, a Dark Binding hit, and that poor pony's left with no blue and a lot or very low in HP.
Valk shooting out the missile made that happen, so that was very unfortunate for poor base god Mars. He's very much being shut down this game, although well, he's actually even with Xin, apart from the dragon, so not really shut down, but his moves are being countered quite well. Would be the best way to say it. Like we said, blue buff Nidalee, very difficult to deal with, even if you are Lulu. At the top lane, Dominus has been popped, Dragon's Descent is available, Nidalee is coming up. Will K-Rez have his dancing shoes on to avoid this? Doesn't have much magic resist, will get a boost thanks to the Dragonborn. But, I mean, Nidalee, who basically has a chalice, is going to get hit by that one. He's got to get out of there. Hecarim is coming up, trying to secure his red, and it looks like the Vicieux guys, with the dragon down, they're going to turn to the other objective that they can take early on.
Yeah, Vicieux's definitely rotating very well right now and pushing that advantage where they are. And this is definitely, you know, everything that they need to do. Looks like the bot lane's going to be taken for this. The attack speed steroid is fantastic. Angle takes quite a bit of damage there from Hamish right now. It comes down with us. Good ultimate down on the bottom. There is exhaust onto Mini Gorothan as he's trying to get away. Is his culling still available? Yes, it is. But there's a teleport coming down right now from Renekton. He's going to try and catch him. That was a home guard boost. There's no way it's escaping that.
Oh, that was OP.
Yeah, that was a bit.
Pick that one up. Almost every kill in the game is on Valk at the moment. As in the mid lane, we'll jump back 15 seconds, see exactly what happens here, Mendrix. But at the bot lane, brilliantly played by Vicieux. But we know Hermie. Are we going to have Rainbow Dash coming in with the Onslaught of Shadows? Well, no. Oh yes, there he goes. Fears her back into the Lulu. Wild Growth will knock her up as well. Base God Mars with a nice return kill there. Dragon not up for another few minutes, so that's not a possibility here. T1 did go down to the bot, so they returned to that one, but then losing 2 members for it, it's sketchy. You know, with the tower going down the top, it's not worth it, but otherwise, you could have argued that it was a decent move. As Audacious Charge goes off by Hamish, as well as Zerg, but Hecarim way too fast to be hit by the Dark Binding. Unfortunately, he's against a manly as heck win now, who is going for the Wriggles into Hexdrinker, probably going for the Randuins next. Against a Shyvana Lulu, I think the Hexdrinker is a brilliant choice. As the T1 in the mid will be worked upon, Xin going to be destroying it with the Battle Cry and the Feral Flare. Doesn't even have the Feral Flare yet, it's just Wriggles Binding will land. They will be taking the tower down, although Polymorph will stop that going down too quickly. Ignite goes down onto Zerg, but Willerus will be taken down by the Soul Shackles. Dangerous Game will keep Zerg alive and healthy, and then Primal Surge will send that point home. So Vicieux again taking an early lead here, 5,000 gold advantage, and top lane continuing to butt heads here.
Yeah, as we can see right now, they're just focusing on that mid lane, and they're taking they're taking this huge advantage they've got right now, and they're trying to snowball it. As you can see, they've got almost a 5,000 gold lead ahead of Outplayed Gamer right now, and as painful as it is for me to say this, I mean, you know, they kind of deserve it. Kara's there dodging a pretty good spear as we're coming through, but JJ's just clearing up the rest of the wards, and now they've turned their attention to top. They might be overstaying here. Oh no, poor base god Mars has been taken out there. That was basically just good maneuvering there and good warding. That spear is... oh, it's...
disgusting.
Oh, it's bad.
That Little Lance actually was quite good.
Yeah, both of those mids right now are hitting extremely hard. But yeah, as you can see, they've taken another tier 2 turret right now, and they're further pushing themselves ahead. Looks like they're up now almost 7,000 gold. It is exactly 7,000 gold, yeah.
I love it when the point numbers match up, makes it much easier.
Yeah, you're going to sit in there just trying to do the math in your head, and you're thinking, okay, what is it now? Is it 7,000, under 7,000? Sometimes you're safe just saying over 9,000.
Yeah, so Outplay, they've actually done quite well in this game. I just feel they haven't really responded to what Vicieux have been doing. They haven't been able to match them blow for blow, really. The top laners, I mean, Shyvana's got no health at the moment. The She needs to work towards a Spirit Visage, but she needs to get some kind of decent health item like a Sunfire, or she could go for a Randuin's. Randuin's would probably be much better at this point. But again, Nidalee and even Corki does a lot of magic. Renekton has constant AoE magic damage dominance, does a lot over time. And yeah, the last T1 will be worked on here. I'm not sure what OPL do you do. Shout out to Geralaeus who, yeah, saying what I was saying, that the red team, while playing quite well individually, they haven't been able to match the Frenchman's ferocity.
Yeah, right now the Vicieux team is just playing a much more better teamed ranked game. They are out positioning them, they are out moving them, they're always a step ahead, and that's, you know, as you can see, the map speaks for itself.
Well, we have the carry horse coming out here. We'll be going for the Triforce rather than something more typical like an Iceborne Gauntlet or a Randuin's. I mean, Wild Growth will make him fairly tanky at this point. It is granting 513 health, which is very, very nice indeed. So he's just going to be able to try and be a real threat, as the blue buff again being contested for the third time in a row. Vicieux staking their claim on this buff, and the Outplayed guys, will they be able to get an onslaught to start this off? They're being zoned out by Morg. Valk actually going to take that blue because Nidalee already has one. Willarus has jumped on, forced to use Wild Growth. Nice GP ult right in the crossroads. Is going to force them back, but Phosphorus Bomb will finish him off there. Onslaught of Shadows comes in. Soul Shackles used immediately to try and slow him down. K-Rez coming in, and the Dragon's Descent. Lucian falls under his tower thanks to the Corki. Now K-Rez, can he pick these two up? Zerg is so low for JJ, going to pick up Willarus as the other person goes down. Primal Surge, will it keep Hermie alive? Dark Binding ends up missing, flashes away, and the rest of our Frenchman team is here. K-Rez has nowhere to go. Actually takes down the Corki, but then the blue buff transferred over to Hermie as Vicieux taking a decisive 2 for 5.
Yeah, definitely very well done by Hermie there to get out, and by Zerg as well. They were basically running on the skin of their teeth to stay alive in that fight. And as you can see, they've managed to take the bottom tier tower now. They could even convert this into a dragon right now after this push if they are feeling a bit game. They would be more intelligent to head back. They would have a massive gold lead right now, to be perfectly honest. Probably taking a look at their gold in their pockets right now. Hermie's got 1,600 and looks like they are game to go for that dragon.
Oh jeez, Nidalee with 1600. She'll be fairly close to being able to pick up a Rabadabba Ding Dongs just off of that. She can get the NLR at least. We have the Zeke's Herald and Spell Thief's Edge coming up by Angel. That was a brilliant cannon barrage, honestly, in that fight. It cut off like the entire little four-way crossroad here. It was only because Vicieux was so far ahead that they were able to, like, having their maneuverability taken away didn't matter because they just brute forced their way into the fight. Willarus taking a lot of missiles to the face from our Earthrider Corki. He does have the Sorcerer's Shoes, so that mixed damage going to be very strong. Working on his Bloodthirster. Hopefully a Last Whisper comes after that, or maybe he can stack BTs for us. But yeah, so what can Outplayed do here, do you think, Mendrix?
Right now they really need to improve their warding game.
Oh no! It's not often an AD carry forces Shyvana out in the mid game. It's normally the other way around.
Damage is insane. Oh, Hamish is coming in right now. Flash onto Alaris. Wild Growth used. Press and swipe away. That helped him a little bit more than I think it needed to. The ultimate from Gangplank coming down, but looks like everything's still okay right there.
That was great play by Outplay. They force the attention away from the turret and end up getting taken down by the minions. So nice little move there. They just got to make sure they don't pay for it, as Renekton will be pushing up at the top. All race. Can he survive this one? Hecarim's waiting off to the side. Willarus does dodge that one.
Playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, very dangerous game. I don't know if they can really engage this one. They're going to have to wait for a tower dive or something. There's an Angel. Oh, even with his Citrus, is just taking massive damage.
That speed damage is disgusting.
Going to be pincering them in here. As the Dragon's Descent.
Sorry, you go through. You go.
Okay, Dragon's Descent and Onslaught of Shadows will come in for JJ. Tanky enough to survive the tower. And a nice pincer move from Outplayed, but they are too far behind to make it work. And Vicieux with a nice response. JJ gets healed by the Primal Surge, forced to flash out of there as Hermie is just going absolute mano a mano in the base. Mini Gorifan out of mana. He can't dodge away. Mikhails will barely keep Hermie alive from the tower shot. And Valk gets a missile barrage to snipe off the last of that. Valk Does he have Valkyrie available? He does indeed, and thanks to its mana buff, he will have enough to use it as Xin takes down the last tower outside of the base of T3 in the mid falls, as does the inhibitor. Will they swing over to the bottom here as Hamish is pushing, or will they gracefully bow out? Looks like they will do the latter here.
Yeah, definitely a smart move by the Vicieux right now to get out of there. Hamish is staying a little bit too long, but it looks like he's getting out of there. As you can see, Willaris comes running through, trying to clear that wave out. And right now, they've got their attentions. Look at that warding coverage they've got in the lane right there. Inside the main base of Outplayed. They will know if they leave that base. So right now, they're probably setting up for the Baron. I'd say they're going to head off, probably clear out any wards. Unfortunately, there is none there for Outplayed to notify them of what might be happening. But probably Game Sense will take over, and they'll probably start making their way there to try and do some sort of Baron dance.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get some kind of water security up. Yeah, like you say, the wards from the blue team is just outstanding. Looks like Randuins will be on the table again for Zerg. Bork picked up by our manly Hamish, who getting fed. It goes for more of a damage-orientated build. Base God Mars is well, he's starting to go for health, which is good because he really needs to be a frontline for these fights. Going for the Triforce when you're behind, not the best way to... Oh, Willaris gonna get chunked down thanks to that trap, reducing her MR. The shot from GP not doing as much as he would have liked. Almost dodges into the spear there, does Willaris, as Win Now and Corky going to be destroying the Baron by themselves. So this is the point where Outplayed need to get defensive. They need to get their wards up. They need to try and farm all the minions that are coming to the base. They can't get caught out, as Base God Mars will not get Soul Shackles up thanks to his movement speed. Willaris can't get hit by a spear here. He's going to throw the Whimsy on himself, as Shyvana is out in no man's land trying to come from behind on Renekton, who is played by Vijay. And he wants to fight him. Mendrix's Hermie does have the Baron buff now in the mid, pressuring them as Shyvana coming up from behind. Oh! Mini Glorifen should not have been there.
Yeah, that was definitely so quick. I didn't even see it happen. That was just unfortunate timing. As you can see, they're coming on to Hermie right now. The dragon is chasing her down, but Nidalee, being that obnoxious pouncing tiger she is, just throws it away. That spear not doing too much damage. As has she picked up? No, she hasn't picked up any magic resistance now. So just leveling up. The flash has gone down after the Valkyrie from Corky there, and looks like they're going to make their way now into the bottom lane to see if they can take out that bottom two turret, which they're taking down with no trouble.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a miracle fight out of Outplay, but already Willer is going to be binded up and jumped upon by our lifeguard Crocodile. The inhibitor will also fall, making that 2 down. Shyvana trying to clear the super minions before they become too much of a problem. Base God Mars, can he get the Onslaught Shadows off? He uses it to disengage as the tier 4 will fall after doing a decent bit of damage. Dragon's Descent used by Kara to try and engage a fight, but now it's just going to back out. Burnout clearing out the minions. The last of the tier 4s will remain for the time being, and they are starting to respawn. Mini Gorofen just pushing at the top, but I think this may be all she wrote for this game, as the last of the tier 4s going down. The Nexus is vulnerable, and at this point I think Vicieux will be taking a 2-0.
Yeah, as we can see here, there's not much that Outplay can do to get out of it. As much as I want to, maybe a miracle DC by Vicieux right now might be enough to save them. As you can see, there's a bit of a BM coming through from the JJ teleporting to that ward right there. And as you can see, a nice clean win by Vicieux. And we got a double Nexus.
I love the double Nexus explosions when you surrender just as you lose. It's very cool. We'll close that chat window there. So, we're going to have to nominate an MVP for this one. Mendrix was even more one-sided than the previous game, but Outplayed, I still feel they did quite well. They just didn't really adapt, which was the problem.
Well, they definitely tried with that GP pick, I must admit. But it's just probably that it feels like they've got more of a new team, whereas Vicieux have been playing together for a lot longer. In that it showed through with their rotations, with the way they moved. They were a lot more confident with what they were trying to do. And if I had to give an MVP there, it's hard to say, to be honest. I think they all played pretty well from what I saw. I mean, 1-0-17, that's a perfect score from Magana. Corky 10-1-6. Vijay 3-1-6. He's getting the kills even though he's supposed to be in an island up top. They all played a really solid game, as you can see coming through. That they were actually quite powerful. And Xin Zhao, being a feral flare jungler, he's not supposed to have that many kills. He should be farming the whole time. So I'm kind of, there's a gun pointed to my head right now. I think I might leave it to you because I'm not too sure what
Well,
I'd
the
say.
Twitch chat is split. A couple of people think Hamish. Geralius is saying Zerg. We did give it to Zerg in the previous game for his fantastic Morgana play, and he didn't disappoint with the follow-up. It's a really tricky one. I think we may have to give it to Win Now, or Hamish.
Fair enough. I mean, he did well. He did very well, especially coming in to take that early blue was really good sight by him. He probably knew Hecarim was out of position then, and he definitely did go
Had
around the
great
map.
control of the blue, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like basically you could tell it was one in the laning phase that game.
I think Zerg is nominating himself in the chat.
Zerg, don't get greedy. You've got
Yeah, you got the MVP for game 1.
with MVP. Let's give it to Hamish. I'd say that's the best way to go.
Yeah, Hamish.
You know what? The junglers get blamed for everything when it goes wrong.
They
At
should
least
get
give
the
them
credit
some.
when
Yeah,
it-
give
when
them
it
some
goes
credit
right.
when it goes right.
But yeah, everyone in this game did fantastic. So thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We very much appreciated it. We will be back on Sunday with some more Cybergamer Amateur League action, and the end of April to the beginning of May, we will be bringing some more small tournaments to you as well. So thank you for supporting Australian esports. Thanks to our Australian team Outplayed for giving a decent performance tonight. Thank you to our vicious Frenchman Vicieux, as hopefully they don't hate us for our horrific pronunciation. And shout out to Skin Hustler to set it off. Shout out to Zerg's French family back in Paris, or Paris. As, hopefully they don't murder us for our pronunciation, Mendrix. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gents. This is Cold Blood and Mendrix signing out.